Okay, so if you are a Canadian or an American, I have some unfortunate news for you guys. If you are a Canadian business, this isn't something you're going to want to hear. And if you are an American customer who likes to purchase international orders from Canada, UK, Australia, you're also not going to like this news. But if you are an American business, you might love this news. So starting August 29th, the de minimis threshold of $800 is ending worldwide for anybody shipping into the United States. So what does this mean? Before, you were able to purchase anything from around the world as an American, and if it was under $800, you don't pay any duties, fees, taxes, nothing, you just get it straight to your door. That is ending on August 29th, and you are now going to have to pay a minimum of $80 per shipment you get in from anywhere around the world, unless you order directly within America. Then you don't have to pay anything. So if you are a Canadian small business and you ship to the United States, you either have to pay that $80 minimum fee per package to get your order sent to your customer in the United States, or the customer is going to have to pay for it to receive your order into the United States. I personally don't know how small businesses in Canada can afford $80 to ship to the United States and take on those fees themselves, plus shipping on top of that already, plus tariffs on top of that. I don't know how that is going to make any business any profit. And I also don't think any American customer would want to purchase something from anywhere outside of the US if they can get the exact same item in the US and not pay any fees or duties because you're shopping within the US. And it's not even $80 per shipment the Canadian company will have to pay or the American customer will have to pay. It's $80 per item in the shipment. So for example, we ship lash products worldwide, and we're lucky that we have a second location in the USA. We have a Canadian location and we have an American location. So luckily for us, we can still ship to American customers. We don't pay anything. The American customer doesn't pay anything because we have a warehouse in the United States. But if we were shipping from Canada and we are shipping our products, which is lashes, and somebody ordered lashes, tweezers, and glue, those three things have three different HS codes. So the customer or the business would pay $80 for the lashes, $80 for the glue, $80 for the tweezers to get that shipment to the US customer, or the US customer would pay for that. So it's not even $80 per shipment minimum, it's $80 per item per HS code in the shipment. I feel super bad for Canadian businesses because I personally wouldn't be able to ship to the US if we didn't end up opening our second location in the US just a few months ago. And the reason why I did this is because I knew this was coming. I keep myself updated on all of this stuff like crazy. I lose sleep over it. Well, I did before we had our second location, because I knew that my business, my Canadian business, could change in a blink. And so I ended up getting my E1 visa, getting a second location in the USA, and now we ship our US orders directly from our US warehouse, and my business partner Tamana ships all our Canadian orders from our Canadian warehouse. And that way nobody is paying these fees or duties or tariffs or anything because we're shipping directly in that country. So luckily this doesn't affect us, but my heart definitely goes out to a lot of Canadian businesses who this does affect, because I personally don't know how you're gonna be able to take in those fees. And I know that customers in the US aren't gonna wanna pay these fees either if they can just buy the same item in the US and pay nothing. So that's all the news I have right now. This is starting August 29th. Even shipping companies like Canada Post isn't even shipping to the US anymore because they don't have the logistics to handle this kind of stuff. And businesses in Canada that are shipping to the US, there's so much paperwork for you guys to have to fill out now to get your products to the US. So it's a lot more time that you're gonna have to put into that. A lot of money if you decide you're gonna pay for it, or if you're gonna hand the fees over to the customer. I don't know how they're gonna feel about that. It is what it is, but like I said, it's great for American businesses because now everybody in the States is most likely gonna shop American because they don't want to pay these duties and fees and tariffs and everything. So for American businesses, this is great news. You're probably gonna get a lot more orders soon since people are gonna shop with you instead of shopping outside of America so that they don't have to pay these fees. I'm sure there's still a lot of people that will shop Canadian businesses to support them, but yeah, my heart really does go out to Canadian businesses right now. I know how hard it is and how much time and work you put into creating a business just for it to end because of a new regulation that passed. So I definitely feel really bad. If you or anybody you know wants any information on how to get an E1 visa and how to open up a second location in the USA like we did, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help.